CrowdStrike, the cybersecurity that went down once and came back stronger than ever. Last year's outage, it should have buried the company, but instead, it built the next chapter of its dominance. And the stock just hit an all-time high of $553.64 and closed at $545.50, up 59% year to date and 75% over the last 12 months. I mean, how much higher can the stock go? Because here's the thing. Reliability is paramount in cybersecurity. And after what happened in 2024, most companies, they would have been toast. But CrowdStrike turned that moment of failure into fuel for growth. It doubled down on AI-powered protection, expanded deep into cloud and identity security, and even rolled out Charlotte AI AgentWorks, a move that brings real agentic security to life. Then it teamed up with NVIDIA to push AI models right to the edge, where data lives and decisions happen. That's not hype. That's how you outpace the hackers and the competitors. Now, add Amazon Business Prime integration. Falcon Go is practically frictionless. Every small business that signs up today could become a long-term customer tomorrow. And that's the kind of flywheel that Wall Street tends to underestimate. So yeah, the 2024 outage, it hurt. But if you look at what happened to the stock price, man, CrowdStrike isn't limping, it's leading. Hey, what's up? My name is Rick Orford. I've been trading since 1999, and no, I'm not a financial advisor. That's a good thing. I break down the numbers so retail investors like us can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money. That's why in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how CrowdStrike turned a disaster into its biggest advantage and why I think that this run might be just getting started. All right, let's get into it. Now, anyone who spends some time doing stock and market research knows that it can be a lot of work. Thankfully, I found Moomoo as a company that can streamline my research process, and let me tell you, it's been doing wonders for me. I think the absolute best feature for Moomoo is their AI assistant. Before that, I used to cross-check every metric, value, and news item across many sources, which ate up precious time. Now, all I need to do is type in my question into the AI, and voila, everything I need is right here. From options and stock analytics, growth catalysts, technical analysis outlooks, and the entire trade process, step by step, all in one platform. It's like ChatGPT, but with full access to real-time market data, so you'll get in-depth and pinpoint analysis instead of the usual vague vanilla responses with outdated data that you'd find in other platforms. Plus, it comes with access to Morningstar reports, all for free. That alone saves you hundreds of dollars a year. And if that's not enough, new and qualified users from the US can get up to $1,000 of NVIDIA stock and up to 8.1% APY for a limited time with their cash sweep program. If that sounds good, scan this QR code or check the link in the description and see why 27 million users trust Moomoo for their everyday trading needs. CrowdStrike Holdings was founded in 2011 and literally reimagined the cybersecurity space. It redesigned and set new standards for the cloud and AI era with a single agent feeding a security cloud and graph technologies that detect and prevent threats in real time. In English, CrowdStrike built a brain for cybersecurity. One system powered by AI that learns and evolves to catch hackers before they even strike. CrowdStrike operates Falcon, an AI-native cloud platform that unifies endpoint, cloud, identity, and data protection into a single platform, console, and lightweight agent, so security teams can stop breaches while cutting tool sprawl and cost. Their main mission is to stop breaches, so organizations can keep work moving without fear. By leveraging machine learning and threat detection and response capabilities, CrowdStrike is able to act efficiently and preemptively. So instead of just reacting when something goes wrong, Falcon uses AI and a whole lot of data to spot the hackers before before they get in. And that's the key: speed and prediction, not reaction. Because the earlier you see a threat, the cheaper it is to stop it. CrowdStrike also continues to expand beyond its standard endpoint protection, deploying new cyber defense technologies that cover cloud security, identity protection, and security operations, which gained the company recognition in the 2025 IDC MarketScape for Worldwide Exposure Management Vendor Assessment. Awards like that, they don't move the stock overnight, but they do build credibility, and credibility attracts the enterprise contracts. CrowdStrike's innovation keeps it very relevant in today's technological advancements, and its continued AI-powered cybersecurity keeps watch on the front lines of digital defense. So, I think you could say that CrowdStrike doesn't just they don't just guard the gate; it guards the future of the gate. So, how does all that innovation translate into the stock price? Because that's probably why you're here, right? Well, CrowdStrike stock recently closed at $545.50 after briefly reaching a new all-time high of $553.64. Overall, the stock is up 59% year to date and 75% over the last 52 weeks. That's some serious growth. So yeah, CrowdStrike has recovered very well after the 2024 outage that put a massive dent in its bull run. Think about that. A company built on security went offline, lost global trust, and still managed a record high just a year later. That is execution of the best kind. It means that investors believe CrowdStrike's moat is still deep enough to survive even that terrible day like what happened in 2024. But how is it pulling all of that off while competitors are all crowding this field? It's something that's been brought up in my Discord. Well, what keeps CrowdStrike in the conversation is a platform that continues to expand its reach. Small businesses, for example, just got a real on-ramp through Amazon Business Prime, where Falcon Go is now a free benefit for most business Prime plans and discounted for Duo. That's smart distribution. Meet the customers where they're already spending. Friction is practically gone, right, for price and setup, and it plants CrowdStrike logos across millions of desktops that often turn into long relationships once they scale. That's how brand visibility is going to compound. You get in early, you grow with the customer, and switching costs become massive. But the real turning point here is agentic security. At the company's annual cybersecurity conference, CrowdStrike rolled out Charlotte AI AgentWorks. This is a tool that lets security teams create AI agents to handle routine, time-consuming security tasks automatically using data from the Falcon platform. In other words, AI now fights AI. The future of cybersecurity isn't humans versus hackers, it's algorithms versus algorithms, machines versus machines. And then the company took a step further with NVIDIA in October, bringing always-on continuously learning agents to the edge. AI models now sit closer to the data and respond in real time across cloud, data centers, and regulated environments. That's how detection gets faster while costs stay in control. That's a flywheel. Faster detection means fewer breaches mean more trust, and more trust means more clients. Frost & Sullivan, a large market research company, named CrowdStrike the overall leader in the 2025 Frost Radar for security posture management. And that kind of third-party validation tends to attract the right kind of attention from both industry and Wall Street. CrowdStrike's October ransomware survey also found that 76% of organizations can't keep pace with AI-powered attacks, and most leaders now view AI-powered protection as being essential. And that's prime demand for its services right there. And its distribution also fuels its success. As just last month in October, British Telecom, the UK's biggest telecom provider, launched a Falcon Go powered service for small to medium businesses in the UK. That's international scale, a trusted local partner, a proven US platform, and a massive small to medium business market ready to buy. Of course, tailwinds are going to meet headwinds at some point along the journey. CrowdStrike's recent catalysts tell a clear story of scale, ecosystem pull, and AI agents moving from demo to deployment. But what's been cutting holes in its sales, so to speak, right? Well, first, of course, is the big outage in 2024, and that still haunts the company to this day. Sure, the outage lasted for less than 80 minutes, but for some companies, the outage lasted days, as some fixes needed to be deployed directly on each computer instead of being pushed remotely. And in this business, any failure to keep your security service up costs you trust, and reclaiming that trust takes years. Any new outage could further hurt the brand and lose customers. Even worse, while CrowdStrike fumbled around to stop the bleeding, the competition, they didn't sit still. For a company as relatively small as CrowdStrike, this was a nightmare. At the same time, the company's own research shows that AI-powered attacks are becoming faster, and that raises the bar for everyone's defenses. Right now, CrowdStrike says they are ready to take on the new threats, but hackers, they don't just shrug and give up, the first time they encounter a roadblock. And if CrowdStrike's defenses slip, well, there's no shortage of competitors ready to pounce. So I see the next big risk isn't another outage, it's maintaining system integrity in an ever-evolving landscape. And by the way, CrowdStrike will be releasing its third quarter financials for fiscal 2026 on November 25th, so be sure to watch out for my video because those earnings could make or break the next stock's leg up. Now, after all that, is CrowdStrike a buy right now? Well, to answer that, let's see what the analysts think. A consensus among 45 analysts rate the stock a moderate buy with a high target of $706. But heads up, there has been a slight uptick in strong sell ratings over the last month. So the market's still bullish, but cautious. And that's often where the biggest upside hides. But what about you? Do you jump in now or do you wait for a cleaner read on the next earnings call? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found the video helpful, do hit those like and subscribe buttons because it'll help others find the video. It supports the channel and you won't miss out on any of my future deep dives. Well, folks, that's it for me today in this video. I wanted to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.